Join me as I look at my very first Diamond Selects figure, and it's a big one this time. This is Abomination. Well, let's just hope that the figure's not an abomination, because I haven't dealt with the brand before, and I've only ever seen Diamond Selects when they had, who was it? A figure from Westworld, and it looked really bad, but it was older, I'm sure. This looks great in the packaging, so let's do what we do on this channel and review stuff. This was sent to me by our friend from Frosty Reviews, which you can follow on Twitter. So thank you again. And I am so sorry that Amazon shipped this thing the way they did, because it was just absolutely destroyed in the box. Look at this, it's awful. But you know, could have been worse. The figure's in good shape, and that's really what most of us are here for, right? Right? And some of you are inbox collectors, and you'd probably just crap your pants if you saw this thing. But no pants, subby crapped today as we open up this Abomination. So we got some stuff on the front. Cool, great. Logos, all that stuff, whatever. It's like my first time ever doing a review. So what do we got besides some choking hazards, not for children under 3? I don't think he comes with any accessories though, so I'm curious about that. But paintwork and everything looks amazing from inside the package. Inside the box, we have an incredible illustration of Abomination from some comic strip, or maybe done originally for this packaging. I don't know. In the back of the box, we got a little information about him, and obviously not based off of the TV series, but you know what? I'm a little concerned that this is how they set up the poses for these figures. What is going on? That would be a red flag for me, that if your photographer for your toys is taking pictures like that, like what is going on with Spider-Man? These are not appealing photos. Look at that. All right, whatever. So what else we got on the back? Another illustration, some product shots, Diamond Selects logo and website, and a nice hole punch for some reason. Then we have some Marvel, find a comic shop. We've got a label over top of the original label, you know, for inventory's sake. And a little bit of information down here at the bottom, which is, we constantly improve and update our products. Sometimes as a result of these improvements, what is seen on the package may differ somewhat in color and content from the product inside. And that kind of verbiage worries me, that we've seen it where other brands offer a prototype or a render that looks incredible, and then when you actually get it, you're like, ew. So did they actually improve it? Or did they lower the quality between them? I mean, it still looks good. The mouth coloring looks a little bit different, but I can't see enough differences. Some coloring around the chest and stuff, but it's probably easier to compare this if I take it out of the package. So let's just do that right now. Oh, that was easy. What do we got? A little backdrop, it looks like, and a stand or something. Easy enough to get into. Simple. Very, very simple. When Amazon ships you a busted box, you can get into stuff real easy. So let's remove these twist ties and get them out of the plastic, right? All right, so there we go. We got them out of the packaging. Those twist ties were miserable, but does he look different? A little bit of the coloring, like I said before, but overall, still looks good. Not as much black paint and stuff in the muscles and everything, but not a drastic change, so that's good. So we've got Abomination. We've got this backdrop, which can be done in color or in black and white, and then just simply goes inside this little stand, like this. That's it. And then you did it. That's not really worth it. What do we got? We got this little, oh, this has got some nostalgia to it. She looks a little narrow, doesn't she? Like they squeezed that image when they put it in there. But these are some good looking figures. Not too bad. Not any set of dynamic poses for the characters you'd really want. So there's, you know, like Spider-Man looks boring, Psylocke looks boring, but they're probably good looking figures. And on the back side, we got some movie versions of the characters, except for Taskmaster did not look like that in the movie. So they're just kind of all over the place. Whatever. Backdrop, gone. Abomination, let's look at that. So he's good looking. I love the detail and stuff so far, so let's get into details. All right, so looking at the top here, Like I said, there's no accessories and stuff, so you really just get a big, heavy, very heavy figure. I mean, he weighs a ton, which could be in part why the box was so destroyed. But just looking at the details alone, God, look at that. This is fantastic, man. For a comic character, this thing is gorgeous. The paintwork is top-notch for sure, although there's a couple blue spots in the back of his arm, but we can wipe it off. So, nothing to complain about. It literally wiped off. Let's keep going. We've got all of those muscles and all of the textures and stuff in here that are just looking really, really good. This is nice. I mean, just the weight and everything of this guy alone, and he goes for like $35 shipped. This is definitely a good price on something this big. So just further down the legs and stuff, and the hands, we got a lot of paintwork in the nails, which is good. They're not just a flat color. They actually have some, you know, like some variation of color going on there. The legs and everything. Same thing with the toes. And the bottom of the feet, no stands, but he's big and wide. And he doesn't need peg holes, but he's probably gonna need some kind of, yeah, I don't know. You wouldn't really be able to get him in many action poses, like in the air or anything, without some like really, really heavy duty stand. And based on his weight alone, I'm not even sure that this stand from Play Arts that I have been using for heavy figures is gonna work on him, but we'll find out. So details, fantastic. Let's look at articulation. So the head, as you can see on the neck area, is at an angle, and it spins all the way, no problem. As far as looking down, he's kind of already doing it. Then looking up, just straight out. So he doesn't really have much for looking up and down. We have some kind of tilt you can get a little bit just because of the ball joint that's underneath it there, or whatever it is. So the arms can go all the way up. They are on some kind of just standard joint system here, but there's really not much you can do to lift the arm. Yeah, no, that was like really pushing it too. I don't really understand why. I mean, that's just like, is that a quality control issue? Because this arm does go up and it's built for it. This side doesn't, because it's like, it's hitting the plastic there. But whatever, he's big. I really didn't expect much out of that, but you can rotate that shoulder piece. The elbow joint, man, not much. So not a whole lot there, unfortunately. There's no other rotations. You got the wrist is very plain. There's no articulation beyond just spinning it, which that's a little bit of a bummer. And now that I'm thinking about it, not having any accessories, he doesn't have alternate hands, and none of them are punching hands. So why wouldn't we have like a good punch? At least one fist. That seems like an odd choice. All right, so next on the list, we've got a waist articulation, which again is just a very simple flat rotation. Then beyond that, we've got the legs, and he can kick basically not much at all. And then backwards, also not much. So basically straight down and then a little bit forward. The knee, could do a little bit of bending there, not much in that sense either. Can he do any kind of splits though? Barely on the splits. And then you can see this like design here makes it look like you would be able to rotate that part of the leg, but you can't. So why design it that way? See, anything else? We've got the foot. There's no rotation down the leg, but the ankle, you can go flat and then you can get a little bit down, but it takes some effort. So really no articulation. He's almost just like a slightly posable statue, and that weight makes it even more like a statue. So articulation, that was very simple. Let's jump into posing. All right, so let's get into rating Abomination from Diamond Selects. 35 bucks, not too bad on the price considering how big he is. When it comes to details, let's just get into it. Details are fantastic. It's beautiful. 5 out of 5. The paint work and the sculpt work are fantastic. Love it. Every step of the way his eyes are painted and everything. Really, really nicely done in that sense. When it comes to articulation, I mean, he's got like nothing. So we'll give him a 2 out of 5. I think that's pretty fair. And then that brings us to posing. And posing was, you know, worthless. As far as the segment goes, I didn't have many options, and you can't use really any stands with him that well just because he is so heavy. You really gotta rely on his weight and then use a stand to kind of like help balance him. So that's a little bit of a bummer. The fact he doesn't have hands and stuff that can be swapped out really limits what you could do as a pose. So that's gonna bring us to a 2 out of 5 on posing as well. Just wasn't great at all. So those are the scores. That's the overall rating. What do you think? Do you agree? You think that's fair? I'd like to try some other Diamond Selects figures, some stuff that is designed to actually have more articulation. Obviously, he fits in with what he should in his size and stuff. You can't get a lot out of him. But for 35 bucks, is he worth it? Yeah, I think so. If you need a good, massive Abomination to add to your collection, man, great solution. I mean, just putting him next to some Marvel from Hasbro, I mean, look at that. That is awesome. You want massive scale figures like that. So yeah, definitely worth the 35 bucks. He's just gonna be like he's gonna accompany your other items. He can't really be like a good, awesome standalone figure. He just needs to kind of be there to support the scale and stuff of other things and kind of just be that big menacing guy that he is. Unfortunately, just with the posing is just very lacking. So it's just kind of like a nice statue that you can alter a little bit. I think that's a fair way to describe it, but it's an awesome figure, and the price again isn't awful. You'll find it for like 30 bucks plus some shipping, or $35 shipped on Amazon, which is where Frosty Reviews got it. So again, thank you to Frosty Reviews. Follow her on Twitter and check out her Twitter thread reviews, and great place to have a conversation with somebody too about what they're doing. I'm also on Twitter, and I will remind you, it's right here. So let's continue the conversation here down in the comment section where comments happen, or follow me over on Twitter and let's be friends. Let's be digital friends though, at a distance, because some of you, maybe I don't want to be that close to. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this review and you like Marvel and stuff, then watch this review here. We'll see you next time.